Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for our very first Let's Chat in a very long time. As you guys know, today EA actually announced the expansion pack for The Sims 4, the next one that we can expect, and it is titled Eco Lifestyle. So there were some leaks a little bit earlier in the week as well as last week about like country living. There was a leak from Target that was deemed photoshopped, so that was kind of crappy, but also we have a new expansion that is set to come out in June. So the trailer dropped today and it was pretty cool because there were some really neat features that I wanted to talk about. So I'm just gonna run down my list and I want your guys' thoughts on the whole thing. So one of the first things I noticed was candle making. So it does seem as though you can make candles, different kinds of juices, and just upcycled materials, whether that be furniture or like accent pieces. And it seems as though you can sell these for profit. So there is going to be like an addition to the freelancer career. However, with the new stuff pack coming out, with the knitting stuff pack, there is kind of the Sims Etsy, right? That's what we can expect, and you can sell your creations on this platform. So I'm kind of wondering if with this expansion pack, if they're making candles and juices and upcycled materials, could they also sell those on that site? Is that some functionality that is being built in? And what's going to come first? Because it seems as though this expansion pack is coming in June, and I think we pretty much just finalized the name and the icon for the stuff pack, so I have this feeling, but I wonder if that functionality is going to be made available when we do get the knitting stuff pack. So that was my first thought. Then we saw the swarm of bugs when they were dumpster diving, as well as the bag head. I just had so many different questions there. It was a little bit out of control. But that swarm of bugs, I want to know what the heck is going on. And that also leads me to the kind of like bug box thing. I don't know, I could just like be really ignorant to this, but there was the guy who was kind of like snuggling up to this little like worm thing. So it looks as though he was like farming bugs, and I don't really know what's going on. So if you guys have any insight to that, please let your girl know, because I have no freaking clue. And of course, ladders. If you guys did not notice, there are ladders. So there's kind of like these cool industrial repurposed structures that they show throughout this trailer, as you guys can see. And there are ladders going from one story to the next. And now we did get ladders in a way. We got like dock ladders in Island Living, and some people have been able to use those ladders from first stories to second stories, and it has worked. But now it looks like we're actually getting like ladders, and I'm hoping that's not the only kind of ladder that we get. And part of me, I'm being really optimistic. I really hope that there are different ladders. Like I hope that there is a ladder maybe for bunk beds that they just didn't show. I don't know, I feel like because they wouldn't want to give it all away in the trailer, right? So we have no idea what other stuff is coming with this pack yet, really. We can just guess from the screenshot. So if the ladder functionality is there on a dock and Island Living, and now there's the functionality from one story to the next with this expansion pack, I'm being really optimistic and hoping that there are things like bunk beds or just other kind of things like that. I don't know, that got me really, really excited. And now, speaking of like Island Living, this pack, it seems as though when you do things around the town, it impacts the environment around you. So if you start cleaning things up or changing things and whatnot, it's going to impact the town around you. It's going to take it from this smoggy industrial town to this like blossoming suburb where things have been repurposed and reopened. And now this is very similar to Island Living in the sense that there is the conservationist career. So as you clean up the island, you'll see things become more vibrant. You'll see different kinds of fish and stuff like that. So they're kind of going along that same line, except they seem to have taken this to the next level. So that's actually really neat. I'm excited to see that. But it also relates to Strangerville in my head too, where if you start going down that storyline, the town gets weirder and weirder, and then when you actually defeat the mother, spoiler, sorry, if you haven't done it yet, I'm sorry, but when you actually get down that line and defeat the mother, the town is beautiful again and perfect. So I don't know, that seems a bit, I don't want to say it seems recycled, but then again, that's the whole purpose of the pack, right? Recycling, haha. All right. And then the next one, there was basically one lot. So I noticed that there was one lot that they were kind of showing changing all the time based on the votes that were put in the box. So in regards to functionality, is there really going to only be one lot? Is it one community lot that changes like that? And does it genuinely change every single week? Because that seems like a lot, and I don't really know what the purpose is, and truly how much control do we as players and our Sims have over that decision. Because if we don't always get what we want, that's more realistic. Whereas if we're just like, no, I want it to be this, I don't know, it just doesn't seem as realistic if we're just solely making that decision. I kind of want there to be like this random choice organizer thing. I'm not really sure. And is it genuinely every week? Like, that's my question. So we also get a freelancer career. I did not actually pull the description of the pack on the sims.com, but there is a freelancer career edition, and I'm curious if there are any other careers that we are getting with this pack, because there was that one woman who was going around and it seemed as though she was like showing off the prototype for that weird vacuum thing that she made, and maybe that's part of a career. I don't know. Maybe it's another branch of the conservationist career, though we do already have 2 branches, so I doubt that we would get a third, if that makes sense. Also, I'm just gonna say it, I'm not trying to be negative here, but I'm gonna say it, that asset, so the little vacuum thing that she is actually holding, I noticed that it looks extremely similar to the asset that's in Strangerville when you are going down and taking down the mother. Like, just the action and the animation literally almost looks identical so far. I can't make that judgment call because I haven't played the new expansion, obviously. But I was kind of curious about that. I don't know why I focus in on that kind of stuff, because I don't have a problem with it. It makes more sense to kind of like reuse the same assets or reuse the same animations just in different settings. To me, that's smart. I don't work in this industry, so I can't really say that, but to me, that makes sense. However, I don't want it to be glaringly obvious for my own sake. I don't know. That's like totally selfish of me, but I'm really kind of excited for this pack. I must admit, it probably won't be my favorite world per se. It looks just not my thing. Like, I didn't grow up in an industrial town or anything like that. Like I said, I grew up in New England. It's very green. I didn't live in the city. So it's really not my kind of vibe. And I do really like kind of the upcycled thing. I like that whole kind of track, I suppose, but at the same time, it's just not really my play style, I think. This doesn't seem like an expansion pack that really, it's not really one that I would gravitate towards. I'm definitely going to get it, and I'm definitely going to play with it, and you know what? I'm probably going to have an absolute blast, especially with the build and buy. Like, a lot of the furniture that was repurposed and upcycled, that stuff looked really, really cool, and I am excited about a lot of these kind of do-it-yourself things that you're going to be able to do. So all in all, I am excited for it, though I was hoping for something a little bit more country. Maybe that's just me, but I kind of was. And at the same time, I don't really have any expectations for this pack, and that's not a bad thing. I just don't have any set expectations. There's nothing I'm particularly looking for. At this point, I'm just curious as to how it's all going to work. I do admit that it seems as though the kind of like the wind turbines and the solar panels, these seem to be things that I feel should have been included when we got the off-the-grid trait. I know, at least I think I know, that they tossed that in there with Island Living, because it seems as though there were a couple of ideas from the community voted pack that ended up being Laundry Day, because there were a lot of kind of like eco-style things, and I think that was one of the themes originally voted on. So there are a lot of elements that didn't make it into that stuff pack that seem to now be sprinkled through other packs. And now there's pros and cons to that in my head. There's pros because we're gonna get, hopefully, some of that functionality, right? Some of that gameplay that the community did vote on, did ask for. I think that's great. On the con side, I think it's kind of a bummer that we could potentially have to be purchasing these different packs to get that full experience. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel as though a lot of this would have fit very well with Island Living and the off-the-grid lot trait. I really, 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 really would have enjoyed that. I think it would have been really wonderful, and I think it would have shaped out Island Living a lot more. However, I am kind of excited to see what else comes with this, and I am excited to have that full experience. So those are my thoughts. know that they are, they're not over glaringly positive, but at the same time, this is just my opinion and kind of my feelings so far on a 1 minute and like 30-second trailer. We have no idea what this pack is going to look like yet, so I'm very excited to learn more, and I cannot wait to hear your guys' thoughts. So thank you guys for checking this out. Leave your comments down below. Tell me what you think. What are you excited for? What do you wish would be different? And just anything you have to say about this upcoming pack, and I will catch you guys next time I post a video. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.